All right, my friends, welcome to episode 189 of Prof and Dev Watch Game of Thrones.
Oh, yes, we totally did.
We will have the Game of Thrones cast at the end of this episode, but this is Prof and Dev Play Games 189. He is at Summerspeak. I am at Prof Plays Games on Twitter, and we are here to talk about some Nintendo quote-unquote news. There's some pretty strong rumors about new Switch versions or iterations, so we'll talk about that and then kind of roll right into the next in our series about our hopes for 2019 for the big three. We did Sony 2019 hopes back in February, I think, and then this episode we'll be doing Nintendo 2019 hopes, kind of moving into E3, and at some point I assume we'll do Microsoft. We'll see. We shall see. But let's start with some of the rumors we've been hearing lately about Switch. There's been some unsubstantiated rumors about two different versions, like a Switch Pro and then a Switch Mini kind of thing.
Yeah.
But this week the news came out even more substantiated. I think it was in the Wall Street Journal, that Switch Pro, if there was one, it's been pushed off. But the Switch Mini, the smaller version of the Switch or the cheaper version of the Switch, seems like full steam ahead. Obviously, there's nothing confirmed, but do you buy it? Do you think so?
I buy the, I don't know, wouldn't call it a mini. What is it? Like, it's the portable only Switch?
I think so.
Like it has, the Joy-Cons are built in.
Right.
On the screen. Like, it's all one piece, so they can cut costs in different places. But effectively,
no rumble and stuff like that.
Switch hardware, just not really meant for being docked. Fine. Nope. I see that. I actually do think that that's probably something coming for Pokemon.
Yeah, that's
the same way
they
did with the DS. You do the 2DS.
Right.
Cheaper because there's a lot of kids who play Pokemon, and a cheaper console is more enticing to parents to buy it for their kids.
Yeah, and I think that's the issue where you're trading, right? There are two versions of Pokemon, so one kid gets Shield, one kid gets Sword. Well, yeah. Switches are expensive at $300, but if they had a cheaper one at $100 or $200 or whatever, parents would be much more likely to buy two.
I could see them even doing a bundle.
Oh yeah, with
that's
Pokemon.
Just and that's I could see would be a fall release. It would not surprise me if they did it with, like I said, the DS and everything. So, no, that seems legitimate. It really does, and it wouldn't. Well, that wouldn't surprise me at all.
Part of the rumor is that it's coming out in June or July or something in the summer, and that just doesn't make any sense to me.
That doesn't
I really
make sense
think it
to me.
is Pokemon. That's the only thing that makes sense to me.
And I mean, they just came out this past week. That the president
during the financial.
The financial was like, we're not announcing any consoles during E3.
Which is so stupid because it could be a direct before or after, or
sure, but
or even just talking about it and announcing it early.
Yeah, I think they basically also, I mean, they're talking financial stuff to investors. They're just read more into that being like just telling investors we're not announcing or releasing a new version in this time period. So
yeah,
stop with those rumors. It's cool. Like,
right, but the way it was worded was just basically like it could be before, it could be after. I think it's gonna be after.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be after because the launch will be in fall if it is with Pokemon. But at the same time, it could be before so they could talk about it during E3. Like, I feel like they're gonna do something about Pokemon during E3. Although I think typically Pokemon companies done things separate from the Nintendo E3 presentation. So hands are up in the air. I don't know. It could be anything.
Yeah.
That's excellent.
But I feel like by fall we'll know
for sure.
And it will be announced.
I think by fall it'll be out.
Yes. And I just don't know how early they'll announce anything on it from when they announce to when it comes out.
Yeah.
Because anytime you do that, then would you potentially be hurting normal Switch sales, where people are just going to hold off? Like, people are like, I don't want to spend $300, I'm going to spend $200. But those people on the fence, unsure if they want to buy a Switch, and it's easier to say, no, I'll just wait for the cheaper one. It's cool.
Yeah, following that logic, it would make sense for them to announce after E3, because if there are some pretty big games announced at E3, then people will probably want to buy a Switch then.
Yeah.
So there's no reason to let them know there's a cheaper one coming down the pipe at that point, I think.
Yeah.
Although I don't run a business, so who knows?
I mean, it's similar to, at least back in the day, everyone now knows when Apple releases products. You just are like, yep, once a year.
Right.
But when they were doing iPhones and iPads, when they would do their do their conference talk, and they're like, and it's out in 2 days, or a week.
Right.
So it was very much so that people wouldn't just kill their market basically.
Yeah.
While people were waiting.
Right.
Which you don't want to have. That's not a good thing to do. So, yeah, I agree with you. This is coming at some point this year. It will be done.
Well, and the thing that people keep saying about making it cheaper, obviously take out the rumble, a couple of other things, but they do mention making the Joy-Con like as part of the whole unit, so they don't slide off. But because they keep talking about the Switch as like a portable system, when they talk about it in the portable sense that you can slide them off and play with friends and play multiplayer on the go kind of thing, they would basically be shelving that.
Yeah.
Unless maybe they had it so you could, if you bought extra Joy-Con, you could do that.
That's possible. I don't see any reason why it wouldn't just connect to wireless Joy-Cons as well.
Yeah.
But unless they really want to pull out all that, but I doubt it.
Do you think that they would undercut their multiplayer on the go by making the Joy-Con stuck to the unit?
Maybe.
Is it?
I mean, that's just a calculation, though.
Yeah, I guess you take out the gyro if you do that. Maybe not. Yeah. Because you could do the gyro when it was stuck to the unit, now like in Breath of the Wild when you're aiming your bow or whatever. So
I mean, I'm sure at that point, whenever they're trying to get it down, they're just cutting every little tiny thing that they can.
Right.
Because there's no one big thing that they're going to take out that's going to get the price down. So
did you see, by the way, with the Breath of the Wild and Super Mario Odyssey VR, when they updated the Switch to 8.0 or whatever it is, it actually increased the performance?
Yeah, I did see some of that.
Slightly lower load times and such. That's pretty cool.
Hey, optimizations still happen.
Yeah,
even
of course.
After software is out, you can still find ways to optimize. Again, not huge optimizations, but you'll find a percentage here, 0.5% there. When it all comes together, it's nice.
It kind of fits into one of my hopes for Nintendo in 2019, which is to have more options for the Switch in the OS, at the OS level. For example, themes, something more than light or dark. Like, I don't know why that doesn't exist. It's on the 3DS, Wii U. I think the Wii U had themes. Maybe I'm wrong. Seems like a small thing, but maybe they have a small team. I don't know. So that's one of the things I would like to see is more customization, not only in the software but also in the Joy-Con. There's so much potential.
That is definitely one of mine. They just haven't done a lot with newer Joy-Con. I mean, I guess the Pokeball is like the weirdest one that I have. That I'm like, that is an odd controller Joy-Con thing. I was expecting more stuff like that though.
Yeah, I feel like for PlayStation, I probably purchased probably 5 or 6 DS4s, although I've traded some in to get new ones. So I currently only have 3, but I'm kind of a controller whore. And for my Switch, I've got my blue Joy-Con, the gray ones that it came with, and then a Pro, and that's it. And I feel like there's lost potential for Nintendo to sell me more controllers. I guess people who like to collect colors, but that's not me.
Yes. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, clearly there might be some bandwidth issues there, hardware-wise.
Yeah, it seems like it, right?
Maybe they just don't have, we don't have the team or the manufacturing to split it off to go try to do these other controllers, and that's why it's just focused on colors more than anything.
I wonder if there's not really return on investment. Yeah, exactly. It's just, it doesn't really change their cost that much versus doing like an ergonomic controller or a GameCube controller and selling it to, 10% of your install base or whatever.
I was still really expecting GameCube controller Joy-Cons.
Me too, but that would have come out with Switch. Like unless they're doing something with GameCube games, like if waiting to launch GameCube games, like what's
I thought they would come out with Smash.
Well, me too, but I'm thinking if they didn't, the only other logical place is if they do like a GameCube thing, like a remake of Sunshine or something.
That's possible.
Because you need the analog triggers for that game. So I don't know. I think it's a fool's errand to guess what Nintendo's going to do. That's why we're calling it hope instead of prediction. Yeah. What else are you hoping for Nintendo this year?
I've been just messing with the Switch more, and I actually am with you on the OS. It's pretty rudimentary.
Yeah.
Navigating it is not the cleanest. I mean, it's just tiles, but
just a long row. No folders even. Folders are on Wii U. Man.
It's just a lot of stuff where you're like, okay. Part of me is like, they really didn't. I'm like, why don't you just bring the Wii interface forward somewhat, update it a little bit with its like channels or whatever. Yeah, that's been really bugging me as I've been messing with it over the past week, 2 weeks. It's been getting. I'm like, wow, I have a lot of stuff on here, and sometimes it's hard to find. So I hope that they do some more significant updates there. I've been with the user management have been slightly getting annoyed
Between you and your son's characters or
and
accounts?
my daughter's account, because they all want to play Smash,
Right.
but there's no easy way. I'm like, okay, I have a bunch of unlocks on mine, but if they play it on theirs, they have no unlocks. I have no way of getting unlocks to them.
It doesn't travel with
personal saves.
Oh, yeah, I guess that makes sense.
And it does make sense, and I'm just like, I really wish the OS had a way of just saying, like, no, just use this file. It's cool.
Right, because for most games, if you don't have unlocks like that, it doesn't really matter. But
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's been a little frustrating, because they just want to play under their accounts, and then it's like, oh, they only have, like, 8 characters.
Right, and they're like, where's my favorite character? Like, well, here, let me tell you about grinding.
Yeah, pretty much. Learn.
Jesus.
So that's been one where I'm like, okay, which just pushes back to the whole thing of like, I think the OS needs some. It's functional, gets you where it needs to go, but not. But I wouldn't call it good.
Yeah, I felt like they needed something to get it out the door, almost like a placeholder OS, and then they just never got back to it.
Yeah, I mean, well, that happens all the time with development.
Yeah. I mean, there's not a financial incentive to do that, right? To continue.
No, not at the moment.
Because people are buying it to play games, and it does that just fine. So.
Yeah. Then go ahead.
One thing that I'm hoping for this year is more. So at E3, obviously, we're going to get some information about Animal Crossing, Pokemon, Luigi's Mansion 3. And I feel like those are going to land. I mean, obviously, Pokemon's going to land in the fall, but all those 3 are going to land in the fall sometime. But I was hoping for another big title to hit in the fall that is, I guess, is just for me, interesting for me, because Animal Crossing, Pokemon, and Luigi's Mansion, not really. Those aren't games that I'm super interested in. Maybe Luigi's Mansion, but the other 2, I'm certainly not. Probably not going to buy. So for me, it's the summer is the Nintendo games that I want. Besides the indie games that have come out this year, it's Mario Maker 2, and then it's Fire Emblem, 3 Houses. Those are the 2.
3 Houses coming out?
28th of July, and I think it's 28th of July. 28th of June is Mario Maker 2. Maybe I'm getting those dates mixed up, but it's July something. Late July.
Let's see, does it say? July 26th.
26th, okay. Yeah, so late July. So, I mean, those 2 games will give me enough content for the rest of the year.
Oh, man. It comes out the day I leave for Yellowstone.
Oh, no.
No, it's fine. I'm downloading it before I leave.
Oh, okay. I thought you were going to be waiting for a physical. I'm going to take my
Switch with. That's going to be great.
Yeah, no, that's a great one on the go. I just thought you were going to be waiting for a physical to come in.
I'll probably just digital then, if that's the time it's coming out.
Yeah.
Or I'll pick it up physically as I'm at a store on my way out of town.
Right.
Could do that.
More info came out about the game this week. I don't know if you saw that.
Nope.
Yeah, just more information about the characters' names, and kind of about the 3 houses and choosing like which one house is like magic, one house is archery, one house is like pikes, I think.
Okay.
And then just the characters and relationship building, and you're like a teacher. It went more into depth about teachers and relationships between students, which felt a little weird. So I'm interested to see how they play that out.
Oh, Japan.
A little weird, but I am looking forward to it very, very much. So those 2 games are what I'm looking for this year, and I'm just hoping that there's something else in the fall that is going to be interesting to me. Although I have enough. I mean,
they have big game like Pokemon. Even though it's not interesting, like Pokemon's huge.
Yeah, I'm not saying I hope they have a big game. I'm saying I hope they have a big game that interests me, because those 3 don't.
Yeah. I mean, you might be looking at indies there.
Yeah.
To fill in, like,
there's a ton of good indies this year. I was playing one today that I'll talk about later that is kicking my ass.
Because I don't know if they're gonna put out anything else. I mean, there's the Pokemon and the potential for Animal Crossing.
Yeah, if you think about the months that we have, it's, let's say, September, October, November. It'd be those 3 games.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I don't
And
know.
I think that's probably their big fall games.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to be a Metroid.
No.
Oh,
no, they're way out.
when's the Link's Awakening? That's in the
Oh
fall.
shit! I forgot about Link's Awakening. Thank you.
Link's Awakening is for everyone
It's for
else.
September, I'm pretty sure. Oh yeah. Okay, that's my big fall game then. All right.
Yeah.
You've saved me a little bit. What else for you?
Kind of continuing through the OS thing was I want a store revamp.
Yeah. There's too much stuff on there now for how it is laid out right now.
Oh yeah. It's just getting more and more, and it's getting kind of overwhelming and hard to find things, and it's only going to continue. So that's going to need to happen sooner rather than later, or you're going to start seeing these indie games stop coming to the Switch.
Right, because they're getting buried like they do on Steam.
Yeah. Yep.
The only reason that they did so well on Switch earlier was visibility, and now they don't even have that.
It's really hard to get visibility. At that point, it's kind of, again, back to the Apple thing. Whenever you're putting iOS games out when there's just started getting huge amounts coming in, you begged and pleaded with your rep so you could get featured. If you didn't get featured, you were dead in the water.
Dang.
And I feel like it's going to happen that way a lot with indies on Switch now. Is you either get a featured spot or you just get buried and aren't going to be seen. And you roll the dice on maybe external marketing that might drive people to get it, but you're really rolling the dice there.
There's even games that I know about, like Katana Zero came out recently, and I thought about picking that up, so I kind of scrolled through the eShop looking for it. Could not find it. I know that I could just search for it, but I was curious to see if I would just stumble across it, and I didn't. And then I decided I will wait. Because I have, it gave me enough time to remember. I have enough to play. I can play later. So, yeah, I understand what you're saying. So. Another thing that I hope for, and I think I'm probably going to get this, is I hope that they do not delay Fire Emblem Three Houses out of
no, not
July.
At this point. Not
that
at this
seems
point.
Pretty stuck.
Yeah, the fact that they gave a specific day, yeah. If they had just said, actually, I think if they didn't have a specific day, they would have just said summer.
Yeah. Because they had originally said July, or recently said July, then they dated it to 26th.
Yeah, they're pretty okay there.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll explain why they have the yellow dude upside down.
I don't know what is up with that cover art. It's really disturbingly bad.
Yeah.
Actually, that maybe would drive me to get the physical version. Although you still see the fucking icon on your screen.
Yep.
So.
Yep.
I just can't. It's just landing at the right time for me, right in the middle of summer. Although I wish it were a little earlier. The Mario Maker 2 is actually at the right time, right at the end of June. Gives me a nice 2 months to play, mess around with it.
I don't know if there's anything else I really am hopeful out of.
What about E3? What do you hope for out of E3?
Honestly, I don't want any kind of. I would like an update on Metroid 4 or Metroid Prime 4. At least an update. To get a little farther there, but beyond that, I'm like, show me more of the things that are coming out. Like, do deep dive into Link's Awakening, do a deep dive into Pokemon. I am an Animal Crossing player, so I want more of that. I want to show me what I can do with Animal Crossing and socially with Animal Crossing. Why is this going to be like the best Animal Crossing?
Yeah, it would be nice to see what more stuff they could bring to that series, because I picked up New Leaf on.
Yeah.
I think you had talked about it, other people had talked about it, and it just wasn't my jam. But I had a pretty open mind to Pokemon Let's Go Eevee, Let's Go Pikachu, but it still didn't appeal to me. So I'm hoping that Animal Crossing does bring something that is appealing, although I'm not sure.
The Pokemon games. Let's Go does it great for my kids, not for me.
Yeah.
Sun and Moon being the first I was like, oh, this is a pretty deep game. It's simpler than a lot of JRPGs, but it has more depth than I was expecting. And it's like, so the more normal mainline games have more depth. There's more going on there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can just use an excuse. My kids will play and I'll play as well. So there you go.
Yeah. Yeah. If do you have any prediction on when you think Animal Crossing is going to hit? Do you think it's going to be one of those fall months, or do you think it's going to come out in the summer? Nah, probably not actually, huh?
I think it's fall months.
Yeah. Because it's like, okay, so
If
June Mario
not
Maker.
delayed. That's the other thing. I'm like, is it going to be
Yeah.
delayed? Is it going to be pushed into 2020? Because
I
it
can
could.
see it like spring 2020 is what I can see.
Yeah.
Which, if that's the case, what would they put instead? Well, I guess it's Link's Awakening, because it's
Yeah.
Mario Maker 2 in June, Fire Emblem in July, Link's Awakening in September, October, probably Luigi's Mansion if you want to do like a haunted house kind of thing for Halloween time.
Yeah.
Pokemon for
Oh, no.
November.
They did confirm that Animal Crossing and Luigi's Mansion are coming out this year in their financial call.
And I read a little bit about that, and they said that last year they had confirmed, and I can't remember what game it was, the same thing, that it was going to come out for that financial year or whatever, and then it actually didn't. It got pushed later. So at least right now they're saying no.
It's
not
it's still pegged for this year.
Exactly.
Until
I can see from E3 them, I think 3D World, Super Mario 3D World from the Wii U getting a port for December.
Yeah.
I can see that as a December game. But out of E3, I'm hoping just for something that we're not expecting, and I don't know what that means. But I like to, and I don't even necessarily need it to release now, but just something that we're not expecting on the horizon. Because I feel like once I don't know if we have a great picture of what's going on in 2020 for Nintendo. Do we know anything?
No, not really.
Let's say that.
All we know is that they're doing Metroid Prime 4.
Right, which is certainly not 2020.
Not this year. Could be 2020. End of 2020 is possible. Maybe.
If they restarted development with a retro, that seems
unlikely. It depends on how much they're going to take. Like, is everything that was done before retro thrown out? Is it completely scrapped and they're starting completely fresh, or is there something they're salvaging in there?
Right.
Which
I
is
would
hard
assume
to
they're
say.
salvaging something.
Yeah.
Well, there's also that rumor about the Star Fox racing game, which obviously is just
that's
a
always
rumor.
been around.
Yeah, I don't know if that's something that's going to come out.
I really don't. I really would love something else for Breath of the Wild, but I don't think we're gonna get it.
God, it'd be like the Majora's Mask version of.
Yeah, I really, really want. Honestly, something completely unexpected. No, they're not going to do it this year. They have Link's Awakening. They're not going to take away from that.
Right, but they. Yeah, you're right. They wouldn't even mention it because
they won't mention it until
instead.
after Link's Awakening comes out. If they're going to do anything else.
But what about a Mario Odyssey?
Something else? Yeah.
Like a new world, even just like some DLC. Just fucking
something.
Mario Odyssey and Super Mario Party are the two games that just blows me away. They're not getting that much support. Like Mario Party's gotten no support post-launch, and then Mario Odyssey got Balloon Pop, and that's it, or whatever the fuck that thing was.
Yeah.
But like Super Mario Tennis Aces or whatever just keeps getting characters after character after character, and there's like, it just seems like the biggest no-brainer in the world to just add new boards to Mario Party, and they're not, and I don't know why. Resources, I suppose, is probably.
I
the
assume
answer.
it's resources and team, and who's focusing on what.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of other games, some other brands and stuff to show up there. What haven't we got or got announced as the like big Nintendo IPs? I think they've hit most of them.
Maybe
there could be a new Star Fox.
Oh God, that seems.
Someone actually care about it in Nintendo and do something good with it.
I'd say spiked it on the Wii U. Maybe something like a Paper Mario or Mario RPG. I feel like that's.
Oh yeah, Mario RPG. Yeah.
Yeah, there's something that we're not thinking about that I feel like could be coming up for 2020. I feel like they're stacked this year, even though it's not stuff. Not everything needs to be for me, obviously, but they've got pretty big hitters coming out this year. But then I think we need a roadmap for 2020, and I'm hoping that's what we get, just to get the excitement kind of spilling over to.
Yeah, I just don't think you're going to get it at E3.
Yeah, you're probably right.
I think you're going to get potentially one, like simple tease, but other than that, they'll wait like they always do and do a direct sometime towards the end of summer, going into fall, of being like, let's show you some stuff coming out for first 2 quarters of 2020.
I just feel like that'd be good to get Q1 and Q2 of 2020, because I feel like you move into 3 and 4 of 2020, the oxygen is going to be eaten up by the new Xbox and new PS5. So,
and I hope Nintendo doesn't try to compete with that. My honest belief is they just ride that out because of I do believe people of like the more early adopter gamers, honestly like me, will always have now it seems like I have my desktop console, my PS4, and I have a Switch.
Yeah.
I don't think Nintendo, like, don't try to compete with it. Just let people do their PS5 upgrade and then wait a few years and do your next Switch.
Oh, yeah. I don't think they're going to compete hardware-wise.
Not hardware. Like, don't even try to just be like, you know what? It's cool. People are going to buy a ton of PS5s. It's going to happen. That doesn't mean you're not also going to buy Switches and Switch games.
Right. Well, that's borne out pretty well, I think.
Yeah, because a lot of people have one major console and a Switch.
Right. I mean, they just complement each other so well. Like,
they
if
really
you have PC,
do.
PS4, and Switch, those three things offer things that the other ones don't.
You can pretty much play anything you want with those three.
Yep. The Xbox One is the one that's redundant.
Unfortunately, but
yeah.
Come on, Microsoft, show me some good games.
That's what I mean. They've got purchased enough studios. There's got to be something coming down the pipe eventually. So,
2020, 2021.
Yeah, exactly. So. I guess the last thing I'm hoping for, and I still believe this is going to happen, is Banjo-Kazooie and Smash.
It's not going to happen.
I want to see like this really awesome joint thing at E3 between Nintendo and Microsoft, saying that Banjo-Kazooie is coming, because there are 4 more characters, and that gives me a little bit of hope.
It's true.
But you don't believe it.
No.
Yeah.
No, I don't.
What the hell? I
don't know what those other 4 characters are, but
yeah, it's got to be Dragon Quest. Dragon Quest has got to be one of them.
Oh, I could totally see Dragon Quest.
Because the Dragon Quest 11 is coming out in the fall for Nintendo. So
yeah, that could be a really. It's gonna. Yes, there's part of me. It's like Dragon Quest. It's gonna be something from Square Enix.
You know what I want from Square Enix that someone mentioned that I never even thought about, and this is never gonna happen. This is even less likely than Banjo-Kazooie. Fucking Chrono.
You know, I thought about it just before you said it.
Oh my god, how cool would that be?
That would be badass.
Another sword wielder, but still with all the different abilities, or what were they called? Yeah. Arts, skills? I forget. That would be really cool. But
yeah, actually,
super unlikely.
Yeah, considering Square doesn't really do much of anything with the property, so.
Right.
But I could see something from Square Enix. That's probably a good bet. A character in there.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be Dragon Quest.
I'm trying to think of other things. I mean, they brought Bayonetta in. Would they bring in 2B from Nier?
I don't feel like that's iconic enough. Like, everyone knows that character. Maybe not iconic enough, but like the pedigree, like the longevity. Like 2B is a new character from Automata, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I kind of felt that way when they brought Bayonetta in.
Oh, that's true.
Although, like, Bayonetta was not a well-known. Like, had 2 come out when they brought her in?
Yeah, but the reason why they brought Bayonetta in is because she was on top of the Smash ballot.
Like, right.
That's the reason why. It wasn't like Nintendo saying, hey, let's do that. It was the fan said, this is our number 1 character for some fucking reason. Like, if they had all said Waluigi would be in the game. So.
Oh, that's true. One of them's got to be Waluigi, right?
No way. I think he said no. I mean, who knows what that means? But there's got to be like one more obscure Mario character.
Do they
like Boom Boom or fucking Wart or something.
Yeah. Do they have a new Smash ballot going on?
No, they don't. Nintendo gave them, from what I read, Nintendo gave Sakurai, their team, like, here's a list of 6 or 8 or whatever. And then what 5 are we gonna do? And if they're as lovingly put together as fucking Joker,
oh yeah,
I can't wait. I can't wait to hear who the next one is. But
yeah, actually, I bet you'll hear about that around E3.
Yeah, that makes sense.
At least 1, maybe 2.
Well, it's gonna be 2 because it's gonna be Banjo and Kazooie.
Oh, of course. And that's 2 of the 4 final slots. You're really
Jesus,
going
that would
all
suck.
in on this, right?
That would suck. Like, this one's Banjo. Where's Kazooie? Oh, he's next.
Oh.
Or I think it was a she. Yeah, we'll see, I guess. There's lots of excitement on the horizon, mainly on the new hardware side for PS4 or PlayStation and Microsoft, but there's on the software side, Nintendo has a pretty deep well.
Yeah, and I could see them eventually doing the the slightly bumped hardware Switch. I mean,
yeah,
did it
they'd have
with
to.
3DS, and
Yeah,
it's
right.
fully compatible. Whatever, they're just going to be like, hey, here's a new SKU. That's
Hey,
the
yeah.
new Nintendo Switch. Because let's just keep the horrible naming going.
Fucking Christ. They will do that because that really sells in Japan, and that's what leads the market for Nintendo. But if they bumped up a bit, then the games that were put out on the beginning of the PS4, Xbox One generation could probably run on it, like a Dragon Age or Inquisition or something like that. Yep. Although EA wouldn't do it, but whatever. Oh, EA.
I know.
Just give me Mass Effect Trilogy. That's my other hope for Nintendo.
It's never happening. We're done.
Nintendo just swooping. Yeah, you're right.
They put
it's done.
3 out on the Wii U, didn't they?
They sure did. Yep.
Yeah. Well, it runs. So
yeah, it ran.
Come on.
Yeah. So those are our hopes for Nintendo, and now we're going to transition into what we've been playing lately. So I'll tell you one game that I've been playing lately, and that was today. I had about a half an hour of time after doing some chores before my daughter woke up, and I decided to boot up Wargroove again.
Nice.
I'm on to first battle of chapter 2, where like you're fighting the Sedge.
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember that or not, but you basically have to like defeat them all or take their fort or something like that. I played it twice today in the time that I had and lost both times. It definitely has that grid-based strategy combat that Fire Emblem does, but man, you get so fucked in Wargroove. Worse than Fire Emblem. Like I feel like if you make one or two wrong moves, it's almost like Civ 6, right? Where you make a few wrong moves, then later down the road, you're like, I know I'm screwed, so I just need to start over.
Yep.
That's what happened today.
It is a brutal game sometimes.
It really is. I'm like, I was so excited when it came out, and as soon as I started playing it, I was like, it's fun. I like it. Wow, I'm really bad at this game. I thought I was good at these games. No, I'm terrible. And I almost bumped down the difficulty, and I said, no, I'll give it one more try. So I'm gonna put it away and come back to it. So that's one of the things I played this week. And the other thing I played this week, I picked up Mortal Kombat 11 on launch day. My brother and I were going to play it together, and fuck if I've had time to play with him.
Just going to grind all those characters?
There's a ton of characters out already, and there's only 2. You get one as a pre-order bonus, and the other character you get after you finish Chapter 4 of the story mode. So it's not really characters.
What's everyone complaining about?
Not characters. They're complaining about skins. Complaining about cosmetics. So you basically, there's just a huge grind for like cosmetics and currencies, and it's just fucked. But honestly, I don't care about any of that, so it doesn't touch me at all. The game itself, like, it's just a solid fucking fighting game. It is really accessible. Like, I'm not great at fighting games, but there's like really in-depth tutorials. Like, I started with just a general tutorial about just blocking and attacking and different kinds of attacks or whatever. And then once you go through that, then you get character-specific tutorials where it talks about the different combos for the characters and how to like link them all together. It's really, I had a lot of fun playing the training mode. But I purchased it because my brother and I are going to play together on the PS4. But I haven't been able to play video games until like 9:30, 10 o'clock at night, and even then just for half an hour or so, and he's asleep by 8:30. So we just missed connections, basically. But man, following up on Injustice, just the way the systems feel, they did something really smart too, where in Mortal Kombat X or Mortal Kombat 10, you had a meter, and that 1 meter, you did fatalities, you did fatal blows, you did different defensive maneuvers, you did amplification of your moves, like everything pulled from that meter. So if you did anything defensive or whatever, you're pulling away from your fatal blow, not fatality, your fatal blow ability. And in this game, they've separated the meters into like 3 different meters, which I don't quite understand all of them yet. But basically, the fatal blow, which is like anytime during Mortal Kombat X, you could like pull right and left trigger when you're meter filled, and then do like this, in effect, like a fatality, but it's not a fatality. This really cool super move, basically. And in this game, they've changed the system, so you don't get to pull that move until you're in the last 20 or 30% of your health, and then it triggers. Then you can kind of use it as like a comeback almost. But you only get to use it once per match. So if you use it in the first round, you can't use it in the second round. And just adds like a layer of strategy that's pretty cool. And then you can use the defensive or offensive, basically meter burn, without impacting that at all. So the way it's separated is pretty smart, and it really adds a lot of strategy. And I just played AI battles basically, and it's been probably an hour, hour and a half over the week playing Mortal Kombat 11. Feels great. Just fuck if I have time.
Yeah.
And that's literally all I've been playing this week.
Okay. Well, I dug into Mario and Rabbids more.
Oh, nice.
I got into the second world now. I'm in the desert, ice and desert thing. I'm like a little bit into that one. I played. Yesterday was the last time I played. But man, that's a creative game. Like, holy crap, it just keeps introducing new things.
And it does throughout the rest of the game.
Shockingly amount of just interesting twists on its design. And especially as you start building, like, got the skill trees, and I was like, holy shit, skill trees.
Yeah.
With all sorts of different special powers.
Have you done Vampire yet?
No, I just unlocked it.
Oh, okay.
So I just unlocked Vampire. Cool. I did other things, but now I have, like, the multiple... you mean Vampire as a character? Or
no. Vampire as an ability.
Which ability? Who has that one? I definitely have
a couple of them. Mario, Luigi Rabbit has it, and I think there's one more that has it. I can't remember who. It might be.
Oh, actually, no, I know it. Yeah, Luigi Rabbit. So I'm running with Mario, Luigi, and Rabbid Peach right now. And yeah, I've just been kind of crazy on upgrading the weapons, and then Luigi and Rabbid Peach have drones car things.
Oh yeah, totally.
This has been really weird once that popped up, and I was like, what is this? But then all the different, like, Overwatch going on, but then, like, the power boost off of Mario, the speed boost off of Luigi, and the group heal from Rabbid Peach has been just the combos that are going on now are just insane.
Yeah, the synergy between the characters and the abilities is really...
It's really good. And it feels really good whenever you finish a stage and it's like, oh, we were giving you like 6 turns to beat this, and I beat it in 2.
Shit. Oh my god, you're a beast.
But I'm just
XCOM
using
training.
all of my abilities together, basically.
Yeah.
And just trying to, like, slide into things and jump on top. Like,
I love the slide.
I was hitting into like guys multiple times a turn. Before even taking shots. Like, and learning, I do a lot of now. I've noticed that I will use one ability or move but not do anything with that character until I mess with other characters. So I'm like juggling between all the characters before finishing out their entire moves, their entire turns, to combo things the best I can. Yeah, and then we got to the end of that first world, getting to the Rabid Kong fight.
Oh shit, yeah, totally.
And it was a really cool fight.
It is really cool.
It was cool just learning all how it all worked. It was neat. I think I restarted that one a couple times as I started learning the mechanics. I mean, like, oh, I see how this works.
The terrain changes after each stage, right? Yeah, that was really smart. That was one where I restarted a couple times, and then the last time I was down to like one character halfway across the map. I think might have been Luigi with his. I think he has a sniper rifle, right?
Yeah.
Sniper ability, whatever. And it was just like my final shot, basically, and it just was just enough to take him out.
Yeah, that one definitely mattered. You had to be. It's really cool. Pay a lot of attention to like when the map was going to change, like the direction was going to change. Once I knew that, it was like would hopefully position my character so they didn't get bounced off the map.
I can't wait until you get to the boss for the level 3 for the third world. I mean,
this is just—it's a blast. Holy cow!
It is fucking.
They can announce. There you go. What do I want from Nintendo? I want a second one of these.
Oh, that's going to be at Ubisoft, don't you think?
I'm sure, but it will be announced somewhere, sometime.
Yeah, you're right. That'd be fucking great if it was this year, but probably next year. Yeah, but yeah, I absolutely want another one, which is funny considering I haven't finished the Donkey Kong DLC.
But it's good, and I'm amazed at how good it is.
Yeah.
It has no right to be this good.
That's why everyone kept saying, like, no one wanted it. They're like, no, this sounds like it's gonna be terrible. And everyone played it and was like, how the fuck is this so good? Like, so good. Like one of my favorite Switch games, like Breath of the Wild, and then Mario Odyssey, I think. Yeah,
so yeah, it's just been a ton of fun. So I put most of the time into that, and then the other thing that I've been playing was Dragalia Lost.
Oh yeah, of course.
Fire Emblem Cross. Oh my god, I've been playing.
You sent me a screenshot. I was like, oh shit, he's playing Heroes again.
Oh yeah, and like, oh, I've played Dragalia Lost. Now that it's here, so I've in Dragalia Lost, I have Marth now. I have Veronica.
Oh wait, that screenshot was from fucking Dragalia Lost?
Yeah.
I thought that was a Fire Emblem Heroes screenshot.
No, that's the screen that I got whenever I pulled Marth.
Oh Jesus.
Yeah, no, I haven't gone back to Fire Emblem Heroes. Although now it's if I can just pull Fjorm, yeah, is the last one I don't have, and then I can have an entire team that is all Fire Emblem characters.
Fjorm?
Fjorm, Fjorm.
That must be from a previous game that I never played because I don't recognize that name.
So we have Marth, Fjorm, Veronica, and then you get Alphonse. He's kind of like the freebie that you get from just playing the quest lines and stuff. But yeah, I've been. Should I feel bad saying how much time I've spent playing this game? Since Thursday night when this hit, and then I've just basically been like, oh, I can run mission. Okay, I'm going to keep just running missions with on the Fire Emblem quests.
That's awesome.
And
I wonder why they did that crossover so early. Seemed like they would do it a little later toward the Three Houses release.
I don't know, but they did it now, and they, as Dragalia Lost, they revamped a ton of their economy at the same time.
Is that in response to Nintendo saying don't suck money from people, basically?
I don't know. Maybe not. Like, this isn't done. This was not done shortly. They've been announcing this over the past, 3 months. That they've been like, hey, we're going to be changing, how much things cost, how you acquire different things. And they've made... I've just been playing as a free-to-play game with gacha mechanics stuff. I've been constantly impressed at how generous the game is. It's not stingy with how much currency it gives you. The devs just give out tons of stuff. There's pretty much every event comes with free things and stuff to get. So it's definitely been wow, this generally never feels bad playing. You're just no, you just play it and you get cool things.
And you put money into it at the beginning, didn't you?
Yeah, I bought the beginner pack thing. I think I put $10 in.
Right.
I've now at the point I'm I should probably put a little bit more in.
Because of how much you've played.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's good. That's so good.
Yeah, I'm shocked at how. I mean, yes, I am a person that likes watching numbers go up and this kind of stuff, but it's better than any of the free to play stuff, gacha stuff that I've ever played.
Yeah.
And it doesn't feel punitive, which is a key thing. I never feel like I've hit a wall where I'm man, I just need to drop hundreds of dollars to get past this in this game. Never feel that way.
Well, and also the runs are pretty short, right? You feel you can kind of get in, get out.
Oh yeah, I mean, runs are under. Typically, a run I can do a mission at about 1 minute or so.
Yeah.
Maybe the one for the Fire Emblem, there's a co-op one that takes about 4 minutes. And it's a co-op based defense with a boss battle at the end. It's just a kind of a more Fire Emblem inspired thing.
Right.
And it's fun though, and it gives you really great rewards. So I've been running that pretty consistently. So
what more can you ask for?
Yeah, because it rewards you with premium currency.
Yeah.
For playing with other players. So anytime you play with a new player, just go into co-op and say, "Hey, just drop me with people." You finish it, and you get about 12% of the way to one of their big 10 pull gotchas.
Oh,
just for playing. Nothing special about it. Just playing with new people. So it feels really good. You're just cool. I'm just getting rewarded to actually play something I'm enjoying. So yeah, so this is where I'm not all free to play has to be horrible, and punitive and make you feel icky.
Right, and make you lose all your money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
leave it to Nintendo.
Yeah, leave it to Nintendo, and they're doing this crossover, and I hope it
Imagine
does
when they
really
do a
well for
Pokemon.
Oh
crossover.
God.
I could see that. I really could.
I could see that too at some point.
Yeah.
Man, that would be crazy if that
Yeah.
happened. Although it might not happen because of the weird ownership of Pokemon.
Right.
But I'm sure something else. I don't think this will be the last time they cross Fire Emblem over with it. Because it seems like it's based on all the online stuff of places that I follow for updates on this. Everyone's like super positive on this event. So it might just be a while again. But that's basically what I've been playing. I've probably put a few hours into Mario. I've probably put double that into Dragalia.
Yeah. Oh, I'm looking forward to the day when I can put more than an hour into a game.
No, I did one more thing for a half an hour today because I realized I'm like, wait, there is that for PS4 and Sony, I can do the remote play.
Oh yeah.
So
on your computer? Or?
I just sat on my computer and remote played to my PS4 in the other room, and I played some Odyssey.
Oh, nice. Did you play the DLC, the new one?
I haven't got to the DLC yet. I have there's so many more quests.
I know, it's fucking insane, dude.
And I'm like, I'm going to
crazy.
do some of these other quests before I go to the DLC, because holy shit, there's so much.
That's what I did when I downloaded the Hidden Blade. I was like, oh, I'm going to do a couple things to lead into it, and then I just got sucked into something else. Did you download all the things? You have to go to the store individually?
Yeah, well, I don't know if I have.
Because I thought I did, because it just keeps automatically updating, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, it must have been a DLC. It's not. You actually have to go to the store and download each chapter individually.
Okay, I'll need to go do that.
Yeah, so you probably don't have it in there yet.
Yeah.
But I have not touched the Atlantis DLC yet. Because, fuck, I don't want to load it up and play for half an hour and then turn it off. So a fighting game fits well for that.
But I can do thumbs up for remote play. It allows me to play at my computer where my kids can't see me playing.
And that's important because of the violence of the game?
Yeah, I don't want them. It's just a bit too violent for them.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Right. And don't want to give them too much additional screen time.
Yeah, of course.
Like, they get their screen time today. My kid played Minecraft and Smash, so. But I wanted to be able to play my game. And while they were playing Smash was when I was playing remote playing Odyssey to my PC. So nice. It's great. I was like, wow, this on my home network, it's completely fine. Like, I can't tell any input lag or anything.
That's awesome. When I tried it here, obviously I started playing and it was pretty good, and all of a sudden it was just trash. And I was like, what the fuck is happening? My wife was streaming something on Netflix.
Oh,
like, well,
okay.
I guess we can't do those at the same time.
Yeah. So, yeah, there you go.
She went out. I stopped playing.
Yeah, I can see that. It's probably very dependent on if it's your home network, it doesn't have to go complete to the internet, but it's going to be very dependent on your router.
Yeah, and it's also, is yours wired?
I have my PS4 wired. I don't have my PC wired.
Yeah, my same thing with me. My PS4 is wired, but my PC is not.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad that worked out.
Yeah, I really want to play more Odyssey again, just dropping back into it.
God, it's so good.
And I'm actually surprised how much of my muscle memory was still there.
Yeah. I thought the same thing too, compared to Spider-Man, where I hop back into Spider-Man. It's just the combat is a little too complex to jump right back into it after being away for a while. But Odyssey is just easy. Plus, I played 85 hours of it now.
Yeah.
I know you've played more than that, but
yeah.
Holy shit, there's just so much in that game. My friend texted me. Ted texted me and said, hey, Odyssey's on sale. Should I get it? I'm like, I think you bought no. He said, Origins is on sale. Should I get it? And I was like, well, I think you bought Odyssey like a week ago. And there's enough content in Odyssey to last you at least a year. So probably not necessary.
Yeah, I don't think so, unless you just want to add it to your collection.
Yeah, that's what he said basically. It's like it was so cheap.
I haven't bought Origins. And now I just don't feel like I need to.
I don't think you need to either unless you really like Egypt. But it's a humble bundle. It's $12 for the whole bundle. And it's the featured one. So.
Yeah, I was tempted, but then I was like, nah. And I don't think I'd want it on my PC.
Yeah. You gotta get those sweet trophies.
Yeah, those are the games I like trophies.
Yeah. Oh, man. You're, almost platinum it. You have to do the... I
just have to go to all the underwater ones.
Oh, that's right. The underwater ones.
All I have to do.
Well, you have Poseidon's trident, right?
I think I do at this point.
Yeah.
I just don't like fighting sharks.
Yeah. I don't think I've fought very many sharks. I just avoid them. and that's worked out well for me. I think I have about half of them now, but
Okay.
I still need like 12 trophies. I'm not anywhere close.
Just do the cultists, and
I'm still working on that.
As you work through the cultists, you finish a lot of trophies.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I've got like 3 or 4 cultists now, though, like the more difficult ones, I think.
Yeah.
In terms of like involved gameplay to get to them. But man, fuck, that game is great. And
it's great.
I've only played like an hour of the Hidden Blade, and then obviously there's Atlanta, so there's just like 50 more hours of that game left, which sounds great, actually.
Yeah.
And then we also got Assassin's Creed 3 remastered, plus Liberation, plus whatever. Like, fucking hell. Assassin's Creed is just all up in this year.
It is.
All right. Well, I guess that kind of takes us to our Game of Thrones cast.
Yep.
So if you are headed off, we watched the show tonight. And if you haven't watched Game of Thrones Episode 3, Season 8 yet, this is your time to hop off. So this is Prof and Dev Play Games, Episode 189. It's been nice talking to you. If you like our show, please rate us on your podcast service of choice. As well, we are on Patreon at Prof and Dev Play Games is what you can search for, and $5 a month gets you to decide one of our topics for the episode. So hit us up, and we will be in contact with you. I think we have one coming from Ted, the guy I just mentioned. We've got a new one coming from him. So I'll let you know what that is soon. But we're gonna roll over into Game of Thrones Episode 8, and I'm gonna have you start talking while I go get a drink.
Okay.
Well,
Well,
so why don't you? I don't know what you want to say.
I don't know, some stuff about thrones and games.
All right. I'll give you 1 minute.
All right. So yeah, this was the big culmination of the White Walker threat that we've been building to for this season for the first couple episodes, and then really from the entire series from the first episode that the White Walkers are coming. And well, we got there, and we got the big battle.
Yeah, it's like The Walking Dead meets Game of Thrones.
Yep. If last week's episode I would rate an A, I'd probably put this one at a B-.
Yeah, that's exactly where I am too. And I just feel not bad. I just feel cheated. I feel something. Like I wish
it was well crafted. I should say well executed from a presentation standpoint.
And also pacing, I thought.
And pacing, like that all went. I think we both agreed, just annoyed that it felt like all the important characters had plot armor.
Yep. Like Dany, I thought for sure Dany was dead.
Yeah.
Like, wow. I'm like, wow, they're killing Dany.
They didn't even kill the damn dragon.
No. Right. It came back too.
It did. I was like, you got to be kidding me that the dragon came back. Like, it was being stabbed the fuck out of it.
Right.
Yeah, I figured that was just going to crash to the ground and be dead.
They just made too many of the main characters seem close to death, and then none of them actually died.
Yeah, so let's see. Who actually died? Theon died?
Theon. Ed. Jorah.
Ed.
Beric Dondarrion.
Beric. Little Mormont.
Oh, yeah. Elise? No, that's that actress's name. Yeah, she died, which was a great death.
It was. They did great with her. Did anyone else?
Red Woman.
Red
Melisandre.
Woman. Yeah. She just chose to die.
Yeah.
Like she was done.
She was just tired and
I
done.
think that was her whole thing. Like she had fulfilled why we already know she was super old.
Yep.
Like well beyond a normal lifetime, how many multiple lifetimes she'd been living. And she's basically had finished. I think what her whole if I'm taking this right, her entire existence was to defeat the Night King.
Yeah.
Do what she could to put things into place so that the Night King could be defeated.
Right, because she's a servant of the Lord of Light, and the Lord of Light is obviously against the Night King.
And so she was done. She'd served her time, and it was time for her to rest.
So when Arya and the Hound are running through Winterfell and they get in that room, and then Melisandre's there, and then basically she says, "What do we say to death? Not today." I was like, is she Serial Pharrell? Like,
that's definitely a thing where you're like, did she put that into motion?
Right. Like, because there was definitely like a huge wink there, and it was more than just, hey, it's the same line. Like, how were you
She's like,
connected?
I know that you know this line. Like, why it's important to you.
Right.
So yeah, there's definitely some speculation there about what her overall influence has been
Right.
through the entire show.
Well, and she just showed up at the beginning of this episode, right? She was not in the first two, right?
She wasn't. Everyone's been wondering where she's been at.
When I saw her name pop up in the credits at the beginning, I was like, oh, she's back. My wife was like, who's back? I'm like, never mind.
Yeah.
It would take a lot to explain that.
But beyond that, I mean, seriously, out of all, I'm like, why is Brienne, Jamie, and Podrick all alive?
Right.
One of them should have been dead.
All of them should have been dead. They were overwhelmed.
I mean, but just from a plot and stake standpoint, one of them I felt needed to die.
Same thing with Sansa or Tyrion. Like I thought I thought he was dead. I thought he was dead. I thought Dany was dead.
I didn't think Tyrion would be dead from this episode. I really thought that he would still make it through. Although I already told you this once, I thought him and Sansa were going to commit suicide. So
that would have been fucking crazy.
I mean, it was super dark in the crypts. Everyone's dying and screaming. Like, what are they going to do? Like,
it was a really sweet moment between them. Like, that's the part I teared up this episode. Other than that, nothing.
Yeah.
It was really sweet. But yeah, I mean, just the crypts are safe. The crypts are safe. Obviously, they're not. And then people were speculating that the Starks had come out of the tombs.
Yep.
And
they did.
The other people were saying, no, they're in there because there's magic. No, they fucking came out of the tombs.
Yeah. Which is a thing. Like, I'm sure people would be like, well, why didn't they think that the Night King can do that? He can raise the dead. I would actually probably expect that most people would think through, could he raise the dead from, like, whenever they died?
Right.
Like, that never originally went through my head. I'm like, oh, the White Walkers can raise the dead, the recent dead, and bring them back. Not like, oh, we've been tombed for hundreds of years.
Yeah. Well, even, like, it was pretty simple, the idea that, okay, all of these, the Winterfell soldiers, whatever, are all dead. Of course he can raise them from the dead, and then you just have to fight them all over again. I didn't even think of that, which is such an obvious thing.
Oh, I was waiting for something like that. I'm like, we saw that in Hardhome.
Right.
That was the...
Well, and then it just at that point when they raised the dead, I was like, okay, they're fucking all dead.
Yeah, I thought
everybody
that too. I was
dead.
like, everyone is dead now. There is no way you beat this.
Right. But then, as I mentioned to you off mic, basically, there were like a succession of 5 or 6 scenes where the main characters were getting overwhelmed and just about to die, and then they cut to the next one and then do the same thing, and it made me realize, okay, they're all at the point, like basically like simultaneously all about to die, so someone's going to take out the Night King, and then everyone's just going to die, which is exactly what happened, and it was Arya.
It was Arya. Coming
I don't know
for
how I
death.
feel about that, man. Like, it was fucking great. Like, when in the moment, I was like, yeah! And I was like, wait, what? I don't know. It was good. She's obviously an amazing fighter. And didn't Bran give her that knife last season? Yeah. So, I mean, Bran knows what's up.
Yeah, Bran was like, as the Three-Eyed Raven, he gave her that knife, saying, like, you'll need this.
Yeah.
Because I think the behind the scenes thing, they said they'd known for, like, 3 years.
Yeah, 3 years they'd known that she was going to be the one.
Yeah.
Which makes me think, the way that they were talking about it in the behind the scenes made me think, is this maybe not exactly how George is going to do it?
I don't know. Because you have to also think, if they've known from 3 years ago, is that a piece that he told them?
I don't know, because they were talking about how, everyone's going to suspect Jon. We didn't want to do that.
I mean, I watched the behind
the
scenes, but I don't think Martin would have Jon do it either. But I also don't know if the Night King would even... this would be even the story that the Night King follows.
Right. Yeah, I don't either.
I think it could actually be very different in the books when that comes around.
Which is what I finally came to peace with, is that they're just two different entities, and it's going to be so different.
And I think this is probably one that is going to be very different.
I agree.
Like, there won't even be necessarily these characters around at this fight. There may not even be a fight at Winterfell.
Right.
But yeah.
Although I feel like in Dance with Dragons, like, they're setting up a battle in Winterfell. But that's between Ramsay at that point.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, right, because that's where the books are. Right.
Yeah, exactly. the books are way behind now.
Way back there.
Yeah. But Stannis is still alive in the fucking books.
That's right. That's when it got ahead. It was when Stannis was going to do his battle at Winterfell.
Winterfell, yeah.
He was prepping for it in the books, but it wasn't happening.
Exactly. Yeah, I don't know. I left a little bit down. Like I did not want my favorite characters to die, but honestly, it would have made the episode better.
Some of them needed to die.
Yeah.
Now. What are the stakes going into the last 3 episodes?
I know. And it's like, oh, okay, well, that battle's done. Now we're on to the next one. Like, it just seemed too easy. I don't know.
Yeah.
It also felt too easy. A little
Yeah.
bit Deus Ex Machina at the end, where it's like, okay, we got Flying Squirrel Arya saving the day, which was a cool moment for Arya. And also earlier when she had that fucking staff, whatever.
Oh, yeah.
Like, fucking Darth Maul shit going on.
Yeah.
Man, that was really good.
But was there that moment where she's doing that? Was it Davos? Who saw her and was like,
just
had that
look
of it like, holy shit.
Yeah. It's like, whoa, what the fuck? How'd you learn that? I felt, this was written by D&D.
Yeah.
And I just felt like the Brian Cogman one was more well written.
Yep.
So.
Which makes me sad because they write the last episode as well, of course.
Yeah, they do.
But I also, from the last season, the episodes that they wrote felt weird on the pacing.
Yeah, I thought this one was well paced. Like they
mentioned never
behind
felt
the scenes,
like they've.
But
At least last season, once they got ahead of the books, their episodes haven't felt as well executed.
Yeah, and it kind of sucks. I feel bad for them because going into the first season or even pre-pro, the promise of having Dance with Dragons soon, and then obviously the next one before the end of the series, so that they wouldn't necessarily run out of. They would run out of material, but not as much. Like they would have had everything but the last book, and now it's just like they didn't have anything for the last 2 or 3 seasons. So
yeah, and they've just had to figure it out.
Yeah.
So yeah, overall, B-. Looked great.
Yeah.
Great effects. Tense battle, but.
Yep.
Kind of emotionally empty a lot of times.
Emotionally empty. That's exactly how I felt, except for that one scene between Sansa and Tyrion. Other than that, empty, and that sucks coming off of the last episode, which was the opposite.
Yeah.
Which
also sucks for me because I saw Endgame yesterday.
Oh dang.
And that was like emotional catharsis. Like just an insane, like, oh my god, so many tears through the entire thing, just so many feelings, and an emotional roller coaster. To see something like, I feel bad coming off of something executed so incredibly well, to being something like Game of Thrones. Still, even in this, is better than a lot of TV, most TV.
Right.
But it wasn't executed to that level of like, I care about everything going on here.
Right.
And I don't feel the stakes and everything. And I definitely more noticed it because I come out of something that I just really felt the stakes so high.
Yeah, and for a show that had such high stakes at the beginning, like known for it, to then not have many here, just felt.
Yeah, it doesn't feel right.
It doesn't feel right, and I think that George will not be doing that. So that gives me hope at least.
Yeah.
But speaking of Endgame, I finally started Infinity War. Which very clearly I should have finished Ragnarok, but I didn't.
I mean, you don't have to.
No,
it just
I
explains
understand what's
where
going
they are,
on,
but
yeah, exactly.
It's none of these direct events of Ragnarok are like super important to the overall. No, actually, no. There's one piece that is.
Okay.
One piece. Although you probably already know it, like Thor doesn't have his hammer.
Oh yeah, no, I already knew that.
Yeah, that's kind of like that's a pretty big important piece. But they explain that pretty quickly. He lost his hammer.
Yeah.
He's sad.
Yeah. But it's good. I only have like an hour left. I've watched it in 2 or 3 nights. But man, it's fucking great.
Yeah,
it was really
it's a good movie.
Yeah.
In-game is better.
Oh wow. Well, in a couple weeks I'll see it once I finish this, and I guess I have to watch a couple more. Although I'm not going to see Captain Marvel because it's still in the movie theaters. But
yeah.
I see like one movie a year.
Well, you're gonna go see a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Huge thumbs up for it.
Awesome.
Huge, just payoffs of arcs that have started like 10 years ago.
Yeah.
That's the thing
great.
that's incredible. Is you're like, man, they completely fulfilled these character arcs, and in such a way that you're like, this just felt great. Getting out, you're like, yeah, You can be done now. You don't have to do anymore. It's okay.
Right.
We're good. I'm happy.
Well, and some of those actors have said they're done, right? Like
Yeah.
Chris Evans is not doing.
He hasn't said he's done. They're out of contract.
Oh.
I'm not gonna. His contract is up. Robert Downey Jr.'s actual contract has been up forever. But because he only signed on for 3 originally, but he's just kept on coming back, and he also gets. I think anything that Iron Man appears in, he plays it and he gets a percentage.
Right, that's what I heard.
Because that's what the deal he made when he took Iron Man originally. Because he took a lot less money than expected for a lead role, but he said but he'll just take a percentage. Because it was a big experiment. Who knows how it's gonna work?
Right.
Yeah, and it worked out really well for him, and I'm sure he gets a percentage of $1.2 billion that he made in the past 4 days.
That's crazy.
So yeah, I'm sure he's living life very happy on that.
I think it's crazy though. At the end of this whole thing, when Thanos is there staring down all the good guys, fucking Arya Stark runs out of the background and stabs him.
Exactly. That's exactly what happens.
Macy Williams is fucking making a cameo.
There you go.
Well, on that note, let's end episode 189 of Prof and Dev Play Games. He's at SummerSpeak. I am at Prof Plays Games on Twitter. Again, we're on Patreon, Prof Plays Games. Nope, Prof and Dev Play Games. Jesus Christ, we cut you out of that. And we will see you next week for episode 190.
All right. Take care, everyone.
See you, folks.